Hello guys. So we are going to continue our discussion with respect to data parsing for PDF. Already in our previous video, we have discussed about two important libraries. One is PyPDF loader and another is PyMuPDF loader. And we have seen that how we can specifically read a PDF file so that how we can extract the details. And we were also able to see some of the metadata information, right? Now, in this particular video, we are going to discuss about some of the common PDF challenges that we really need to handle. The purpose of this section is that, see, PDF is if you just have normal text data in the PDF, then obviously it is easy, to probably go ahead and pass it and read the PDF. But let's say the text is stored in very complex way. When I say in the complex way, it can be a format in the table format. It may have some kind of formatting issues. It may have some kind of scanned images. It may also often have an extraction artifact, different kinds of images itself. It may also have some kind of special characters. So these are the some common keys challenges that will be available in the PDF, right? And when we are reading using specific libraries, it is also necessary that we handle those challenges. Let's say there is some extra additional white spaces, we need to go ahead and remove it. If there are some encoding characteristics, we need to go ahead and remove it. So in this specific video, I'll be talking about this all kind of PDF challenges. And whenever you go ahead and read this kind of PDF document, please make sure to follow all those best practices so that you can get the right kind of content. Now, let's see one example. Here is my raw PDF. So this is the text that I have. This is my first page data. Company financial report. The financial performance for the fiscal year 2024 shows significant growth in profitability. Revenue increased by 25%. And here you can see there are so many blank spaces, because in PDF you may have this kind of text in different format, right? Now what we are doing over here, we are applying a cleaning function. So in this cleaning function, this is just a function, clean text. Here we are taking a text, we are splitting it, so when we do text dot split, it is going to split based on the white space character, and then we are combining all the text together, so this is what we are basically doing. So whatever text I am doing, so whatever text I'm getting, I'm going to add a blank in between them, and I'm going to probably attach the in the form of a text. Now I'm also going to replace some of the legal ligatures. That basically means this most of the PDF you have this characters 5. This will be encoded something like this. FL will be included with this. So sometimes this is considered as encoded characters. So I'm just saying that go ahead and replace this with so that you'll get this particular text. And there are also different scenarios which I'll be talking about. So this function is basically doing that two functionalities and returning the text. So now once I apply the clean text, you can see I'm just displaying the raw PDF and the clean PDF. So once I execute it, so here you can see before it was showing like this company financial /n/n/n. Why? Because after the company financial report, there are three new line characters. So that is the reason you're able to see /n/n/n. The financial performance for fiscal year again /n then shows significant growth. So we are just seeing top characters. Let me just also, yeah. So I want to go ahead and see everything. So here I have all the special characters /n. You can see over here all the spaces, everything is there. Pages of 1 and 10. So after the cleaning process, we will be able to get the text like this. Now, because of this function, clean text, you'll be able to see that, hey, we are able to clean it. Now, I can currently have each and everything in the correctly specified. So this is what it is. So this is just one example of cleaning the text once we read it from the PDF. Okay. Now this is just a basic example because later on seeing the we'll be seeing the uh, if there is an images, how we can scan it with the help of OCR, how we can use a multi-model, Google Gemini and all to probably extract the things and all. So that I we will be discussing it as we go ahead. But let me just go ahead and show you like what are the common PDF challenges that you should handle, and we'll try to probably go ahead and fix it. So now what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and show you. So the first of all, what I'm doing is I'm loading this PyPDF loader and recursive characteristics text loader, and you'll understand why this, is basically used. So I'll use this library and this one, and this is the point of time where I'll be creating a classes. We'll be focusing on modular programming. First, I'll go ahead and create a class. It will be in the name of Smart PDF Processor. Okay. Now I have created this particular class, and this class main functionality will be that I will be using advanced PDF processing with error handling. Okay. So this is again a data parsing technique. We need to handle this kind of issues. So as we go ahead, all the methods that I'm actually going to create, or all the parsing technique, or in the future, any RAG pipeline that I'm actually going to create, I will be focusing on creating this kind of classes. Okay. Now I'm going to create some functions, definitions init, underscore, underscore, and then I'll write down self. I'll be using two parameters. This is just my constructor. And here I'm going to specifically use 1,000 characters. Okay. My chunk size will be this, and my chunk overlap, let's say it will be 100. So I'm creating this constructor, which will be using all the specific parameters. And first thing is that I need to go ahead and read my PDF document and then apply this kind of process. So here, let's go ahead and write process. So first of all, in the processing, while I'm doing the processing after reading, we need to divide the text into chunks. If you remember that all this specifically there in the architecture diagram, right? So whenever you're reading a PDF, we have to use document splitter or recursive character splitter to make these chunks, right? So that is the reason we are giving this particular chunk size. I'll go and write down chunk size is equals to, and I'll just copy this over here. Okay. Then the next one is self dot chunk overlap underscore overlap is equals to chunk underscore overlap. So I'm going to use this same variable over here. I'm visualizing it. And then the next parameter that I really want to make it self dot text underscore splitter. So this is a variable that I'm going to use, and for this, as you know, I'm going to use this recursive characters text splitter. Okay. So why I'm using this? Because at the end of the day, when I'm initializing this smart PDF processor, it needs to have what kind of splitting, how it is going to probably go ahead and do the splitting. And for this particular splitting, what are the parameters are required? Just mention over here. Now I'll just go ahead and give this particular chunk size, give this particular parameter. The second parameter that I'm going to give is chunk overlap. And finally, I'm going to give the separators. Separators is equals to, and for separators, I'm going to specifically just use in a list one blank space. So I'm just saying that, hey, whatever separators you really want to use should be based on this blank space. Okay. So this is my constructor, which I'm going to use it for my smart PDF processor. See, at the end of the day, I am able to read the document. I'm going to read the document. I'm going to use it for specific techniques. Then probably go ahead and pass my documents. Now the next important function will be process underscore PDF. Okay. And here we're going to go ahead and use self comma PDF underscore path, which is going to be str. And this is going to return me a list of documents. This remember This is of a same class which we have previously using. And if you go ahead and see this, what document I'm going to talk about is here. I'll just go and probably search about it. Uh, so we have used the library, right? Document, document, right? So this is the document that we are basically using it over here, right? Now, if I talk about this pre-process PDF, what exactly is over here? See, this is a document, right? This is a document we are using, correct? Now here, when we exactly talk about, uh, see, once we read the document, it should process the PDF with smart chunking and metadata enhancement, right? Because I'll also show you how you can go ahead and add the metadata on top of it. Now inside this process underscore PDF, first of all, we'll go ahead and load the PDF. So here, then we are going to go ahead and use the PDF. Okay. So here we are going to, you know, we are going to go ahead and process PDF with smart chunking and enhancement, metadata enhancement, right? My PDF path. Now, my PDF path is nothing but giving over here. So, based on the PDF path, I'm going to read this. Okay. Then we are going to process each page. Okay. We are going to specifically process each page. Now, in order to process each page, first of all, I'll just go ahead and create a variable called as process underscore chunk. This will be an empty list, and I'll write down for page underscore num comma page in enumerate of pages, because I have to iterate through all the pages that I have actually created from here. So once we do loader.load, I'm going to create number of pages are there along with the pages. So I'll use two parameter, like one is for indexing and one is with respect to the page content. Okay. So that is the reason I'm using this particular enumerate function. Then first thing is that I'll go ahead and clean the text. Okay. Now for cleaning the text, I'll just go ahead and create a function. Clean text is equals to. Now this function will be same like this, right? Same like this kind of function. And this function will also be created inside my class, that is my smart PDF processor. So here, what we are basically going to do is that we call one function. Let's say this particular function will be a private variable, and I'll just go ahead and define it like this, clean underscore text. So it will be a private method. And inside this, I just need to go ahead and give my page dot page underscore content. So this function work is to do the cleaning process. Okay. Then once I do this, once I probably go ahead and just uh, write self dot clean underscore text equals to this. So clean underscore text function is there. I'm passing this particular. Now this function I'll define it in the letter stage. Okay. Then I'll also go ahead and I can also go ahead and probably say that, hey, skip any empty pages if it is there. Right. So if I just go ahead and see this condition, if length of clean text dot strip is less than 50, I'm going to consider that as an empty page. The reason why I'm consider that as an empty page, because less than 50 characters, I'll feel that, hey, documents may not be having very important page. Then uh, what we are basically going to do after this is that while we are cleaning, right, we are going to go ahead and add, see, once I get this particular chunk, right, when we are cleaning it, we are processing this chunks, right? So till here, we are handled it with the pages. Now for this particular chunks, we'll be adding some more data information. So inside these chunks, I'll be using this text splitter. I'll say dot create documents, and then we are going to use this text. Along with this, we are going to add this metadata as information, right? So here we can see star page dot metadata. So whatever is in the form of a key value pair that will be displayed over here. I'll put the page number, total pages, chunk method. Chunk method is basically my own custom method, and character count. So after I'm doing this processing, so this becomes my chunk. So as I go ahead with respect to the every pages, this is what is the chunk that I should be getting. So I told you, I'm reading the PDF, I'm reading the entire content, I'm cleaning the data. And while I'm creating this chunk, I'm adding more metadata information, right? More metadata information. So this is where we are adding this is where we are adding more metadata information, right? So this becomes one chunk. I'm adding that particular chunk inside this particular list, that is pre-processed chunk. Very clear, right? This is important. Now the question comes, what is this function? Because we need to still define this function. So let me go ahead and close this particular function. So process PDF, finally it is going to return preprocess process underscore chunks, right? So it should be process chunks, right? So we are specifically going to return this process underscore chunks. Now the question arises, Krish, what about this function? Still we have not defined the self underscore clean. And this is nothing but this is a private function in short. So here what I'll do is I'll create this function. And this function is very simple. We are just going ahead and you know putting some information like this. Okay, so this is my text. We are doing this. We are replacing some encoded characters to normal characters, and we are returning a text. Here you can add more information, right? You can go ahead and add handle for the images. You can go ahead and handle for tables, and we'll be seeing as we go ahead. In the complexity of the code will keep on getting increased. But here, from this, what we are doing is that how to handle the PDF document that we are doing. So we have read the PDF, we have loaded the content of the PDF, and then we are applying the clean text. Then we also seeing this is the empty page. And for this, I'm just putting a condition. If there is less than 50 characters, please consider this as an empty page, because there are not much character in that which can be used for my rag, right? Then I'm creating chunks. This methods that you will be seeing, that we are creating a document for this particular chunk, and we are also adding some additional metadata. Okay, now once this is done, all this thing will get executed. So name list is not defined. The reason is because I need to go ahead and add this list. Now the question arises, where is this particular document? Okay, so let me just go ahead and search for it. So here you can see from typing, I need to import list. So I'll just go ahead and execute this. And this has got executed perfectly fine. Now, how do I call this particular class? This class is basically to handle the PDF. This class is basically to handle the PDF, right? So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and write processor is equals to smart PDF processor, smart PDF processor. Let's see whether it will work or not. Separators is required or not over here. Got an unexpected keyword argument. Okay, separator is spelling is this. So inside my text splitter, I have to write down this. Okay. So, so, so see now my preprocessor is equals to this. This is my preprocessor. Okay. And this is basically my smart PDF processor. Now what I can do is, all I can do is now that I can go ahead and give my files and see that whether this will be working fine or not. So now let's go ahead and process a PDF if available. Okay. So I'll go ahead and use this try block. I'll go ahead and create my sort underscore chunks. Okay. And let's go ahead and read this. So I'll use this processor dot process underscore PDF because we are going to call that function, right? And inside this, we need to give a path. And you know where my path PDF is. Data slash PDF slash what is the PDF name? Attention.pdf. Okay. Attention.pdf. Attention.pdf. Once this is done, now what I'm actually going to do is that print. I'll use f string and I just say process into length of smart underscore chunks. Okay. And I'll say smart chunks. So like just trying to understand how many chunks is basically getting created. Okay. Now since I'm using the try, I will be using exception handling, exception as E. And here we are going to print f string processing error E. Okay. So now here you can see processing is not defined, should be this. So here you can see processed into 49 small chunks. Now let's do one thing. Let's display this chunk, right? So because I want to also go ahead and show you. If I'm writing uh, if smart chunks, if it is available, I'm displaying the key value pair of the metadata dot items. Okay. So now if I just go ahead and execute it, you will be able to see it. See, process into 49 smart chunks and basically seeing the metadata. And these are all the information with respect to metadata that is probably coming up, right? And if you see and match with this, it matches in this way. There will be something like pages, total pages, chunk methods, and each and everything, right? So here you have pages, chunk method, right? Total pages, source, and remaining all this specific information is basically coming from pages.metadata, right? Page.metadata. Now this way, what is basically going to happen, because once we take all this specific information of the metadata and we put it into a vector database in the later stages, the search mechanism, the vector search mechanism that is going to happen is much more efficient and it will be able to provide some very good answers. Okay. And why I'm saying that? Because I already have done it. That is one thing. And it is important that whenever you try to probably go ahead and read any information from any kind of source file, please try to do the enhancement with respect to metadata, right? So this was what we have specifically uh, uh, seen. Here we have went ahead and created a class. We have created a class smart PDF processor. We applied chunking strategies. We created process PDF function, right? We need to be good at Python programming language in order to create this all this specific stuff, right? And so I hope you really like this video. This was it. In the next video, we are going to see something about Microsoft Word documents as a source and how we can specifically go ahead and read that, right? So yeah, this was it. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you everyone and happy learning. Bye.